All right, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this program. We are featuring today Brittany Rogers from the Drawing Zoo. My name is Phil Rogofsky. I am the founder and
There's
executive
20.
director. I'm sorry? I am the founder and the executive director of the Maryland STEM
Oh,
Festival, and this is one of
we're not
our
muted.
virtual events for the month of October, essentially. So this is our sixth festival. I put in the chat room, in the chat box, um, our hashtag if you'd like to post anything during this event or any event during the festival. We hope you'll join many others. So I am going to turn the program over to Brittany, and she is going to talk about animals and how to draw them. Brittany?
Yeah, thank you. I am so excited to be here. And Henry will not be joining us for the whole thing. He just needs as much snuggles as possible. So before I slide him off of my lap, I wanted to give you guys a little intro. This is usually how I like to do our events, where we start with what we're doing right now, intro, Yahooey, we're almost done with that. Then we will do a warm up. Then we will meet an animal. Then we will draw the animal. And then we can share what we did. Depending on the event, some people like to turn on their cameras and share their drawings in real time. And other people like to post it in the comments on Facebook or other social media platforms. And I am into all of that. Does that sound good to you, Phil?
Absolutely. You're the boss, so you run it how you feel most comfortable.
All righty then. I am so excited. Can everybody see me good? I just wanted to get a temperature check on that before I start going. Okay, awesome sauce. So there are many elements of visual art. You guys may have heard of some of these. We have color, line, shape, texture, value. Oh, this is starting to get hard now. Value is the shading or coloring in of something. Space and form. Space is how far away things are. Form is how 3D things are. But since this is our first time as a group, we will be going super simple, and we're just going to focus on the animals' shapes, the shapes that make up the bodies. So if you want to add color or you want to add shading, or you're already an amazingly experienced artist and you can already do everything 3D, I'm going to call all of that bonus. Does that sound good? Awesome sauce. I can see all your thumbs up. There's a thumbs up button, and then some of you have your cameras on. So if you ever want to give me a thumbs up, that is awesome sauce. So we're just going to focus on shapes today. And the first thing we're going to do is a shape warm up. Does anybody have a pencil or a paper? If not, if you can't follow along, that is okay, because I believe we are recording this and you can go ahead and try it later. There is no pressure. This is a stress-free zone up in here. Oh, awesome. So I like to use a Sharpie just to make sure that everybody can see what I'm doing, but under no circumstances am I pressuring you guys to commit to the permanence of a Sharpie. Pencils, crayons, whatever you have, whatever you favor, that all works for me. Are you ready? It is warm-up time. So what I'm going to do is give us all 10 seconds to draw as many shapes as we can. As many shapes as we can. On our marks. Get set. Go. Time's up. I know that 10 seconds goes quick, doesn't it? If you want to share your answers, that's cool. If you want to keep it private, that's cool too. So here we go. We have, I did a repeat, didn't I? It looks like I caved under pressure. I have triangle. If you have the same shapes as me, give yourself some snaps or a pat on the back. If you have shapes that I didn't think of, bonus points for you. That's amazing. But what I want to make sure we talk about is that if the lines do not close or connect to each other, it is still a line. It does not qualify as a shape unless the lines are connected. So can you see my oval here? Oh, that oval doesn't count. I know it's so hard when we're in a hurry. Now the heart, on the other hand, is an overachiever. This heart is very, very much a shape. So let's just take a second and see if we can check ourselves to see if we connected our lines to make any shapes. Okay, so I got 4, but let's review the directions because that can be really tricky. The game's directions, or the warm-ups directions, were to draw as many shapes as we could think of. It was not to draw the most perfect shapes ever, and it was not to draw more than anybody else in this activity. So I want to make sure, because this is a stress-free zone, I want to make sure that we don't give ourselves extra rules or expectations during our activities. I like to just have one goal at a time. As much as I like challenging ourselves, well, you know what? I'll leave that up to you guys. If you guys are so experienced that you want to challenge yourself and give yourself extra expectations, that's amazing, but you don't have to. So for example, when we're drawing the animal, I would like to make sure we focus on, if the face is shaped like a triangle, we identify it and draw the triangle. But I don't want us to make sure that we do it, I don't want to pressure us to get the triangle quickly and perfectly straight and get it right on the first try. So I want to make sure that we're being aware of not having extra expectations. Having said that, we have one more part of our warm-up. If you have space inside a big shape or off to the side here, that's great. If you like fresh paper, if you're one of those types, that's cool too. I'm just going to try to squeeze it in here. I'm going to give us 10 more seconds to make up our own shape, a wacky shape, an imaginary shape, a shape we've never heard of before. If you want to give it a name, bonus points for you. On our marks, get set, go. Time's up. Whew. It is so hard. But what did we come up with? I ended up with 2 made-up shapes. And there are 2 different ways. Ooh, nice made-up shapes, everybody. Oh, I am so excited that you're sharing. Awesome sauce. Ooh, that is really fun. So there are 2 strategies for making up your own shape. One is a squiggly line that connects to itself. If you did that, you can give yourself some jazz hands. If you're the type that did the squiggly line that connected to itself, that's a great strategy. Other people have an imagination where they basically imagine shapes connected and then they trace the outline. So here I imagine 2 rectangles and some blobs and then a triangle all in my head, and then I traced around it. So if that was your way of making up a new shape, give yourself some jazz hands. Awesome sauce. And the reason we had to do this is because when we draw the animals today, we might not know the name of the shapes that we're drawing, but we might have to draw them anyway. Alrighty then. Shall we move on? What comes after our warm-up? Oh, the best part ever, meeting the animal. So today, I have an amazing creature from Boink. This country here is called Yemen. It is right next to Africa. So you can guess that it might be a warm or hot climate. That is all the hint I'm going to give you. Are you ready to meet our beastie? Okie dokie. This, oh, what a good girl. This is my sweet friend, Emerald. Yeah, Emerald is a chameleon. Yes, she is. A chameleon is a type of lizard, and a lizard is a type of reptile, and a reptile is a type of animal. And she is amazing. So a little biography on Emerald here. She's almost 3 years old, which is an adult in chameleon worlds. So she is a lot older than we think. She is the coolest spy gadget creature ever. Let's see. Let's name all of her spy gadgets. She has what's called a prehensile tail, which means her tail can curl or hang on items like branches or, in this case, my finger. Now, notice that she's not doing it on purpose. I did it for her. I slid my finger under her tail and she grabbed it. They use their tails in nature for balancing if they're reaching or stretching really far. In between branches, they'll use their tail for help. They don't use it for swinging and playing like we might imagine monkeys doing, but it is the same type of tail. Oh, she's so sweet. And what's really funny is that when she falls asleep at night, which is at 7 p.m., so I'm really glad this is an earlier class because we don't need her falling asleep on us. She sleeps with her tail completely curled up. Oh, it's adorable. Ooh, let go. That's her other spy gadget. Did you see that? Another spy gadget are these amazing hands. Now, this is a big word I'm going to throw at you, but someday you could win trivia money with this. This is called a zygodactyl hand. Zygodactyl. So she actually has 5 toes on each hand. But see this big separation between our thumb and our finger? She has that too, except it's right here. So her fingers are grouped like this instead of like this. That's right. So her fingers are just separated a little differently so that she can do what? Hang upside down. Now she is not sticky. She does not have little hairs or suction cups or goo or anything to help her stick to my hand. The reason she doesn't fall down is because she has itsy bitsy sharp claws and very powerful muscles inside those teeny little hands. And that's how she hangs on. And it does not tickle. It doesn't feel good when she pinches me, but I can take it. All for the sake of learning, right? Did you guys notice any other spy gadgets? Her eyes move in different directions at different times. So she can look behind her and in front of her and up and down and to the side, all at the same time, so that she can see everything everywhere. And that's because she needs it, because she hunts small little bugs, but she can also be hunted by bigger animals like birds or bigger lizards. So she needs to always be on the lookout for bugs and predators, which brings me to another spy gadget. Now there's a lot of waiting, but it's worth it. So let's start. Aha. Here it is. So she is an insectivore. Yep, this is a bug. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Don't blink. That's right. Her tongue is as long as her whole body. It's a muscle that stays tight and clenched up in her mouth. And then when she's ready, she punches those bugs. And now, unlike her hands, her tongue is so sticky. I do have some goo on my fingers. Not goo, just like spit, like the rest of us have. And it shoots out at 60 miles an hour. That's as fast as a car drives on the highway. I know, I was not kidding. This is a spy gadget lizard. This is the coolest thing ever. Do you guys want to see it one more time? I never get sick of this. This is my favorite part about having chameleons. And she's so easygoing, isn't she? Just eating on command for us. What an easygoing, agreeable young lady. Oh, now this is a big one. Ah, so big. Okay, this is a bigger one. Are we ready, Emerald? Ooh, there we go again. Oh, look at that chomp chomp. So what's really important as a pet chameleon, she's not a wild chameleon. I did not fly to Yemen to get her or have her shipped here. She was born in America to be a pet. And I like to get my animals specifically from people who can no longer keep their pets for a million different reasons. That's a whole nother, video topic. But I like to be there for people and pets who can't stay together anymore. So that's usually where my pets come from. But she is a pet chameleon, and it is my responsibility to give her all the different bugs that she can eat. For example, if we just ate Cheerios for our entire lives, yeah, some of us might find that tasty forever, but it's not healthy. We don't get all the nutrients and everything that we need just from Cheerios. We need a lot of different things in our diet. So do chameleons. So I feed her worms, beetles, roaches, crickets, caterpillars, flies, and probably more, all on a rotation, so that she can get a nice variety of balanced diet, nutrients and such. And you guys may be wondering, oh, does somebody have a hand up, or are you just excited? Either way, it's fine. That's okay. So the last spy gadget you guys may be wondering about is her color. Did you notice that she is green? Even though I've been holding her for a few minutes, she's not changing to match my skin. She's not changing to match my shirt. No, please don't climb on me. I need to draw you. Chameleons do not change based on what they touch. Their colors are meant for camouflaging in their natural habitat. So when they change color, they're meant to change within the spectrum of colors that occurs in their habitat. So in here, we can see greens and yellows and whites and browns. So she can change from a really pale green, like a whitish green, to yellow, to brown, to dark green. And the reason that she changes is to express her feelings. Yeah, she's being a little rude right now, but I think everybody's okay with it. Yeah? Okay. Hi. So they change color based on how they feel, because chameleons like to have neighbors. They don't usually like to have roommates, but they like to have other chameleons close enough to be like, hey. And they change colors and pattern to express their feelings. You guys might be able to tell that she's feeling really happy right now. This is her happy color and her happy pattern. When she's cranky, she gets dark blue polka dots all over her body. The thing that makes her cranky is when it rains in her cage, which is so ironic because that's like one of the most important things about having a pet chameleon. They have no idea what water dishes are because this is an animal that's adapted for living in the trees. They are everything about them, from their feet to their tails to their eyes. They're tree climbers. When they see a water dish, they don't understand what it is. They can only lick little droplets off of leaves in their cage. So it's very important that I have a rain system in there, but she hates it. She don't like being rained on. And that's when she gets those dark blue polka dots. She gets so cranky. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But, you can't have everything. Can't have everything your way, huh? Got to keep you healthy. But she's happy now. She just, had those big bugs. Okay. Okay. Yep. She's a climber. Well, that's just as well, because I have a surprise. We don't have to draw both of them tonight, but I did bring another animal that is the complete opposite of a chameleon. This is a Uromastix. Yep, it looks like a dinosaur. I know. And she's shedding. Oh my goodness. What milestones can we have in one class? This is a Uromastix. They come from, there's a couple different kinds. Some come from Egypt and some come from Mali. That's where this one came from. Mali, where are you, Mali? Here we go. So Mali is in Africa, and it's all the way on the other side. So the chameleon came from here. The Uromastix comes from here. And this animal could not be more different, right? She is so We like to call her the pancake lizard. Her superpowers are totally different. This animal's coolest superpower is the ability to be squished. Believe it or not, this does not hurt her. She likes it. Isn't that cool? It drives me nuts. I don't like it. It makes me so uncomfortable, but she likes it. So in her habitat, because again, this is not a wild animal. She was a pet, and then somebody couldn't take care of her, so now she lives with me. And I need to give her lots of rocks and heavy branches in her cage because this is a digging animal. Look at these claws and how spread out they are. Oh, look, she's shedding. Yeah, she's another type of lizard and lizard shed. Okay, look at these claws. This is not a lizard that is really awesome at climbing. These are digging claws. And look how muscular those back legs are. Oh my goodness, she is just exploding with shed skin today. So what happens with the Uromastyx? Now they have very similar predators to the chameleon. They can be hunted by birds, bigger lizards, maybe some desert foxes, anything that's in their area. Because, I mean, there's a lot of meat on these guys. A lot of animals would like to do the chomp chomp on them. So what they do is they dig under rocks and big branches and they go in head first. That way, if something wants to eat them, they got to try to get past this tail. And this is not a fun tail to touch. I mean, I can do a gentle touch with her right now, but if she's not in the mood to get picked up, she whacks me with it and it does not feel good. And you can just imagine if that was like in your mouth. Ew, no, that's called a survival strategy. So it's very important that I give her lots of, okay, she's hungry, she's hungry, she's hungry. Now this animal, yeah, she would like to eat bugs. She has her cheat days, but they're supposed to be herbivores. Oh, yes. And both of these animals can see colors, and both of these animals really like bright colors. For the chameleon, it's for communication. For this lady here, it's for num num time. If it's a bright color like orange or yellow or bright green, that means she wants to eat it. I'm surprised she's eating at this hour because she goes to bed around 7 o'clock too, but I guess she wants a nighttime snack. And that's fine with me. I was prepared for such a thing. So just like the chameleon, this animal cannot live on one food forever. I have to give her so many different types of healthy plants. This one's a little easier to relate to. I have to give her so many types of vegetables to keep her healthy so she can get all the nutrients she needs. And then what's really important is both animals get sunshine. Both animals come from very hot places. One is very dry, the desert, and one is very wet, the rainforest. So do you guys think they can live together in one cage? No. Oh, you're so smart. No, 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 no. These guys are so opposites. They have very different needs, but they're both amazing. They both have amazing superpowers, right? So what do you think? I think we can handle drawing both of these guys tonight. I mean, you did amazing in your warm-up. We'll draw one animal at a time, remember, because I don't like to have too many goals at once to stress us out. This is a stress-free environment. So we'll just draw one animal at a time. If you want a fresh piece of paper, now's the time to get it. If you have room on your warm-up page, that's fine too. I'm going to draw as big as I can to make sure everybody can see what I'm doing. And for that, same reason, I'm going to use a marker, but you don't have to commit to a marker. You can erase as much as you want to. It's okay. Now, it's really important to have, and having a stress-free drawing experience, is starting with the biggest body parts first. It can be very tempting to start with the details because honestly, that's the funnest part. But what typically happens is we spend all of our energy and effort and joy on a detail that we accidentally put in the wrong place, or we did it the wrong size, or we put two details that we love too far apart, like eyes. So I always like to start with the big shapes first, and then we can get to the details. Sound good? Alrighty, so I am going to start with the animal's body. You guys might be able to see Emerald still. Her body is in the shape of an oval. Another object that can be oval shaped are footballs or lemons. Now I can't erase my Sharpie, so I left these open on the ends for some other body parts. But if you want to do a closed oval and then erase what you don't like later, that's cool too. There is always more than one way to do what I'm showing you, which is kind of the beauty of art, right? Okay, I can't see it from here, but she does have, oh, let's turn her around so that we can all do the same thing. My darling. Oh, here we go. Okay. Her head is in a very, oh, do you see those spots? Oh, she didn't like that I moved her. She was like, woman, I was comfy. Look at those spots. Yeah, those are the spots she gives me when I do something that annoys her. Okay. Well, I won't have to move her again. She has this really interesting triangle shaped head. Now remember, our goal is not to get the most perfectest triangle ever as quick as we can. We're just trying to use what we learned on the paper. So I'm going to draw her triangle shaped head. Now also keep in mind that I've drawn emerald 3,000 times. This is my job. So I draw emerald all the time. So I might find this activity really easy, and it's okay if this is your first or second try. If you don't find it easy, that's totally cool. I could list a million other things I find really hard that you're probably really good at. Okay, now this is where we put the tail. And the tail is kind of my favorite part because as you saw in the beginning, it does that curling motion, which means, no, escapee. Sorry, Bella, the Euromastix, she's escaping her little holding pen. No, just eat your food and relax. Okay. Working with talent. Alrighty. Okay, good. She's eating. So the tail can be a million different correct shapes. There is no right way to do the tail because the tail changes shape. But my favorite way to do it is the number 6. Can you see that there? I do the number 6, but instead of connecting it all the way, I retrace my steps and connect it back to the oval. Oof, what started out as a funky looking football is finally starting to look like a chameleon. Now she's missing something very important. Her legs. Yeah, her legs and feet. So, spoiler, I'm gonna go really easy on you guys. One of the things first timers do that gets them very frustrated is they put her legs right in the middle of her belly, and then they're upset that it doesn't look just like her. So notice her legs do not come out of the middle of her body. Her legs start right where the tail connects to the body and right where the head connects to the body. It's really awkward looking, but that's the way her body is made. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, what's kind of easier to accept is her body is shaped like arrows. So check this out. Okay, so my line kind of crisscrossed with her body here, but her legs are kind of shaped like arrows pointing at each other. Now it's really awkward to draw these legs, so if you need a couple tries, that's totally okay. Awesome. She is totally on the back of my head, by the way. If anybody thought that she disappeared. I mean, technically she did disappear, but I can still feel those little claws in the back of my head. So I know exactly where she is. And this is normal for us. This is what it's like to have a pet chameleon. Okay. So those little claws are very important to helping them climb in their natural habitat, which are trees. And they have zygodactyl hands. Now this is a little fun. I like to do the letter W. connecting the feet. That's how I like to draw those zygodactyl hands. Notice how we're getting smaller and smaller with these body parts, right? Good job. Now I'm using a Sharpie, which is really thick, so it's not gonna look really awesome if I draw all 5 of her toenails, but you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 3 toenails on one side and 2 toenails on the other. So she does have 5 toes on each foot, just like us. They're just shaped very differently because we don't live in trees and she does. Oh, here she's coming back around. Awesome sauce. We are getting down to those amazing details now, aren't we? Yahoo-y. So she has those amazing Spy Gadget eyes. Blink. Right in the middle of that triangle. Now her eyes are quite wrinkly, which is a texture, which is bonus. But if you have something skinnier than a Sharpie, you could draw lots of really light circles inside that circle to draw those wrinkles, and that could be really fun. But if I do it, it's just gonna look like a blob. Alrighty. And then she has that adorable little mouth, which you just go whoop, like that. The mouth is quite big. It does end well past the eye. The line goes back further than the eyeball. There she is. Oh, these shapes are getting smaller and smaller. Did you guys notice she has like a little spiky beard thing? Believe it or not, that is camouflage to blend in with the spiky edges of some leaves. And they are super soft. They look really pokey and unpleasant, but one of my favorite, like I find it so soothing and relaxing to pet her under the chin because they're so soft. But what tiny shape could we do over and over again to get those little spikes? Yeah, you guys figured it out. Very good. They're itsy bitsy little triangles. And they get smaller as they go all the way down. So if you don't have room to do it under the belly, nah, just don't worry about it. Ah, my ears. There she is. Are you looking at your drawing, Sweet Pea? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Emerald. What a wonderful model you are. Oh my goodness, you guys are doing amazing. Oh, I love that you guys are adding all your extra own stuff. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. We are almost done with Emerald. She has the same spikes on her back. Oh, no, not my face. I like you on your drawing, honey. It's very relevant. There we go. Can you guys see the spikes on her back now? What a good model. So that big triangle on the top of her head, it kind of looks like a shark fin, which is ironic. It's more like a camel hump. It's filled with extra fat and water. So if the chameleon ever gets in a tough situation where they can't eat or drink, that's what they live off of. Oh, wow. Look how amazing she does climbing down this clipboard. And remember, she's not sticky. So this perfectly smooth object that she's climbing, her teeny little zygodactyl feet are just so powerful, so muscular that she can climb something smooth like paper clipboard. You are incredible, my love. Yes, you are a good friend. Here, you can go back up there. Okay, we are almost done. Did you guys catch the fun, difficult shapes that were in her body. So she has these long orange blob stripes that change from orange to brown depending on how she's feeling. And then this one is totally up to you guys. You do not have to copy me on this. It's totally up to you. When she's annoyed, she gets those polka dots. So that is completely up to you if you want to make her annoyed or happy. And if you want to color her in, totally go for it. This is your artwork. I'm only teaching shapes tonight, and we have another animal that we can actually squeeze in this activity. I'm so excited. Oh, good job. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you for sharing. Good job. So if the floating chameleon is bothering you, we can always do some wonky, jagged lines right here to show that they're a tree climber. I'm sorry if I made that look too easy. Again, I've done this thousands of times. Good job. Oh my goodness, you guys went so extra mile. Some people are doing color, some people did shading, some people did texture. I am completely impressed. Did you have a question? Go for it. What's up?
How am I going to know how the lizard is going to look like?
Ooh, that's up to you. We don't know what the lizard's going to look like. It's sort of a choose your own adventure. But what's really fun is now that we've done it and we know the steps, because remember this is recorded, you can try it again. And that can give us more control over what it looks like. But the first time around, it's kind of a guessing game.
And I'm going to use 2 different kinds of green.
I love that idea. Are you guys cool if we draw the other lizard? Alrighty. I need a new paper because I like to draw big. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up, guys. I like to draw really big, so I need a new paper. But if you have room on your page and you want to put the Uromastics in there, totally cool. Totally cool. In fact, some people really like drawing the opposites on the same page so that you can see how different they are. Some people really go extra and do the different habitats, the rainforest and the desert. So Bella, my love. Now Bella cannot climb. She is not a good climber. Bella also has an oval shape, but it's a lot easier to draw her from above. We drew Emerald from the side because that is her most comfortable position, but Bella here is more comfortable being flat. So her shape is also going to be an oval, but it's from a different angle or perspective. But we should be okay with ovals now that we've already done it. So let us try an oval for Bella. And I'm not going to do it too close to the edge because I know I need to leave room for her head and tail.
I'm not ready yet.
That's okay. You can go at your own pace.
Could I get another piece of paper?
You can also flip your paper over. There's a lot of different ways to handle this. There's no wrong way. Bella, do you need more chomp chomps? Need any more snacks? Oh, what a hungry lady you are. Alrighty, the next biggest shape is her tail. But remember, we want to start, she dropped her flower. Oh, okay. We want to start with the outline, not the details. It could get really tricky to try to draw all those spikes on her tail in one shot. So I'm just going to do her tail, the outline of her tail. It is very triangle-y, but it also has a really rounded edge to it. So it's like a triangle oval mix. And notice that I ran out of room on my paper. So I drew her tail going off to the side so I could fit it on there. But it's really believable because her tail really does swing from side to side. I promise we'll get to these spikes later. Now her gorgeous head. Her gorgeous head has the outline of a triangle, but it's a very different triangle than the one we did for her tail or the one we did for Emerald's head. This triangle is very short and wide. Yeah, very different. Now, what might be easier this time around, excuse me, Bella, what a good sport she's being, are her legs. Notice where her legs start, right where the tail and the body are connecting, and right where the neck and the body are connecting, just like the chameleon, even though they're totally opposite. They don't have, I was gonna say they don't have a lot in common, but so far they really do, huh? But her legs are not skinny little sticks like the chameleon. She's got thick legs, and I like to draw them as such. So what I like to do is draw big ovals for her legs. Oh, awesome sauce. Good job, guys. Yeah, it's really hard to resist the urge to put the legs right in the middle. So I am very impressed. Ooh, you guys are doing the spikes. Oh, I feel so left out. Okay. So the next thing I would like to do are her eyes. From the top that we're looking at her, her eyes would go right here, and they create these big bulges or bubbles on the side of her head, like this. We're getting smaller. Just like you and me and Emerald, she has 5 toes on each foot, but they are not grouped together the way Emerald's were. Oh, I can almost see that. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble seeing it, but I do like those round shapes. Oh, nice. Ooh, that is a big Euromastix. Real good, real nice. I love it. So I like to call these noodle toes. She has floppy toes with little hooks on the end of them for digging. So here we are drawing noodle toes.
How many hooks?
There are 5 on each foot, just like us.
It's
Okay.
almost dinner time for me.
Yeah, we're almost done. Oh my gosh, I'm really proud of us for breezing through 2 very different animal drawings this quickly. Here's the fun part. I think some of you already know what tiny shape we're gonna draw over and over again in this tail, right? Triangles. And what I find really fun about it is I love putting them in a row like that. There's just something really here it is. What a good sport she is about me picking her up all night. I mean, if she didn't want me to, she would definitely whack me with that tail. She's not shy about telling me how she feels. Yeah, look what nice, neat rows those are in. How fun is that? So let's draw. Those tiny triangles. So this is their defense mechanism against predators, is having that very untasty, spiky tail. And remember, when they dig under rocks, they go in head first so that a predator has no choice but to try to interact with that tail. And so I've had pet Uromastyx for like 10 or 11 years. This is my third Uromastyx, which is funny because they're really rare. So you wouldn't think I've had so many rescues, but here they are. And they never sleep in a comfortable position. These animals like feeling snug and tight. If they were babies, they would be fabulous at being swaddled. They just like feeling really tight and secure, and they wedge themselves in the most annoying looking positions. I don't know how they do it. Well, I do. It's just their adaptations. That's just what they're good at. But they never sleep in a comfortable looking position. It's so funny. Unlike Emerald. Emerald looks so graceful and beautiful when she's asleep, which she's starting to do right now, because these animals have what's called a 12-hour photo period. A photo period is how long they're awake for. Both of these animals are diurnal, which means they're awake during the day, and they like knowing what time it is. So they like consistency, which I can't blame them. So I have a timer on their lights. So their lights in their tank go on at 7 and off at 7, and they've gotten used to that. So when it creeps around 7 o'clock, they get like really sleepy. It's adorable. They're very consistent. When we were doing in-person visits at schools, sometimes I'd have to wake them up really early to get to a school by 7. Oh, they did not like that. I've gotten whacked. I've gotten those polka dots. They're like, I wanted to sleep in, Mom. All right, we are almost done with this young lady here. She has these gorgeous spots on her back for something called camouflage, just like the chameleon, except as you can see, she's not green. Her spots are very brownish, grayish with a tinge of orange. So if you're using color tonight, I hope you try to have fun with that, because there's a lot of right answers there. But it kind of reminds me of leopard spots. Oh, and it also reminds me of our warm-up. We're doing a shape that I don't really have a good name for other than blobs. We're doing like really floppy, messy circles. And then, as if that weren't enough, there's some smaller shapes on here. Her adorable chunky legs are covered in itsy bitsy little spikes. So it's up to you. If you want to do even like the tiniest triangles you've ever seen and fit them on here, that's cool. I like to just do little dashes. Oh, good job, guys. I am so impressed. Yep. And then on her head, she just has wrinkles. She just has this adorable wrinkly head. So I just draw some wiggly lines up there for her head. Ta-da! And that's how I draw a Uromastyx. So when Emerald sleeps, she looks exactly like this, except her tail is curled up really tight. And she's always like, in a tree branch in the corner. Whereas this one always looks like, I don't understand how that's comfortable. Oh, gorgeous spots on your Uromastyx. That's awesome. Ooh, good job. I see a lot of bonuses on here. I see some shading, I see some color, I see texture. Really nice. Since we have the time, I think I might indulge in showing you how to spell these animals' names, because that is what scientific illustration does. This is from one of my favorite illustrators. From the, excuse me, from the Smithsonian. See how it has the different names of the different cichlid species on here to help people identify? And then here, this is an Emily Burke piece. She's great too. See, she has the different body parts labeled. So there's a lot of different fun things we can do with our artwork after we complete the drawing of the animal. We can just keep adding anything we like. So Uromastyx is spelled U-R-O-M-A-S-T-Y-X. Whew. And chameleon.
Again, can you spell the last lizard, the last other one again? No?
I'll do it like this. Hold on. I'll do it like this so you can see both words at the same time. Chameleon is actually C-H-A-M. Oh, whoops, it's an E. Chameleon. All right, my bad. That's supposed to be an E. I started drawing an A, but it's an E. C-H-A-M-E-L-E-O-N. So tonight we drew a chameleon and a Uromastyx, a rainforest lizard, and a desert lizard, who have very different superpowers and very different habitats.
Chameleon.
Yes, good job.
All right, so did everybody have fun? Did everybody enjoy themselves? Why don't we give Brittany a little applause? Why don't we tell her how much we liked her?
Thank you.
All
That
right,
was so cool.
It was my pleasure.
Wow.
All right, both my girls are here.
all right.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Brittany. I have
That
put
was so cool.
in the chat box the link to our survey. So we'd appreciate if you went to that link and tell us what you thought of today's program, and hope that you'll also look around our website and find other events that you'd like to attend. We also have a GoFundMe campaign we would love to have you participate in. And Brittany's website is, Brittany, you want to tell them?
Yes, I'll put it in the chat. It's The Drawing Zoo on social media and thedrawingzoo.com on the web. And I would love to see pictures of your artwork as is, or if you have more fun with it, if you try it again, if I have step-by-step instructions on YouTube for both of these animals. So there's lots of different stuff that we can keep doing together.
And you'll be able to watch this program again on Facebook. It'll be as a video, and also we'll be posting on YouTube shortly. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the program, and we also hope to see you soon. As we say from the Maryland STEM Festival, have a stimulating day. All right, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, Katie. Bye. And Avery's here.
All right. Bye-bye. Good night, everyone.
Bye.